Hey guys, welcome to Film Industry Updates, where I share my top film industry stories of the week, along with new movie and TV show releases that may or may not be worth checking out. Alright, so we're going to start this off with the live action Tom and Jerry trailer that was released earlier this week from Warner Brothers. So I grew up watching Tom and Jerry, and I'm not sure if the nostalgia factor will actually be present for me with this film. I mean, I'm kind of interested, but not really. But I'm not sure. I don't know. I might check it out once it comes out. But yeah, that trailer was released earlier this week. And Tom and Jerry is shooting for a March 5th, 2021 release. All right, so for this next story, it's mainly good, but sort of bad, but mostly good. So Matrix 4 just wrapped up filming this week in Germany, but now they're currently being investigated for throwing this party, which was disguised as them filming scenes. So yeah, they broke COVID-19 health and safety regulations to throw the party, but damn, that's a tough one because they took a lot of breaks because of the pandemic while filming, and I think they deserved some sort of celebration, but at the same time, you know, of course they were being a little irresponsible by throwing the party. So I don't know. What do you guys think down below? All right, so next up, let's talk about the Scream 5 sequel that actually also just finished wrapping up this week and plans to hit theaters in a little over a year. So of course, we're starting to see this trend a lot lately with a lot of the old slasher films making a comeback, like Child's Play, Halloween, so why not Scream? And I'm pretty sure we're probably going to continue to see this trend throughout probably the rest of course, this year and next year, and probably some years to come, because, you know, everybody doesn't really have original ideas like that anymore for some reason. But also, in their defense, you know, there are some fans out there of these series that actually want to see the stories continue and don't mind seeing reboots. But apparently they decided to follow up with a sequel rather than a reboot because of the established characters and world that Wes Craven had already created. Hopefully the fans of the series are pleased with the sequel. For my personal opinion, I honestly could do without it, but at the same time, I don't think I would mind watching it just to revisit, you know, that old school Scream vibe, if it's actually gonna have that vibe. But at the same time, like I said, you know, we'll see. If you guys are looking forward to that, leave your comments down below. Let me know if you're a hardcore Scream fan or slasher fan or whatever. All right, so next up, let's talk about another big story of the week. About the fact that Wonder Woman is going to HBO Max the same day as the theatrical release. And this is at actually no extra cost for HBO Max subscribers. So this is a big move for HBO Max. This trend of releasing these huge blockbuster films on streaming services is really making the competition quite interesting. And of course, I think we are going to keep seeing this trend continue throughout possibly the whole first half of next year with some other major releases. I mean, but for the most part, honestly, we all saw this coming, especially with the pandemic, with all these major films being pushed back multiple times. So it's probably the best move for a lot of these major production companies right now. All right, so next up, let's talk about Chaos Walking starring Tom Holland, which was actually another big trailer that was released this week. So Chaos Walking is a young adult science fiction series written by American-British novelist Patrick Ness. It takes place in a dystopian world where all living creatures can hear each other's thoughts in a stream of images, words, and sounds called noise. So there's 3 books in this series, and who knows, we might end up with a trilogy of films, and this might be the next big film series. And Chaos Walking is set to release January 22nd, 2021. And for my last story of the week, let's talk about this new M. Night Shyamalan film, Old, that actually also just finished filming this week. Apparently the premise for Old is inspired by a French graphic novel called Sandcastle by Pierre-Oscar Levy. So allegedly, the story for Old follows a group of people who find a dead body on a beach and slowly realize that there is something unnatural happening on the beach. The story involves a dark secret involving time. Maybe the way time works on the beach is different. Who knows? Either way, I'm looking forward to this film. It definitely sounds like my kind of weird, and we can definitely count on M. Night Shyamalan for that. Old is scheduled to be released on July 23rd, 2021. So yeah, go ahead and look forward to that. So my apologies, I actually thought that was my last story, but I actually have one more that was released today or tomorrow, depending on when this video is released. But we actually have the new news about Coming to America. That's the number 2, is actually going to Amazon Prime Video streaming service next year. This sequel is supposed to follow Prince Akeem, who is now King Akeem, played by Eddie Murphy, and Simi, played by Arsenio haul as they embark on a new hilarious adventure. And honestly, I am all in for this shit. I really love the fact that the main characters from the original cast are back, and Coming to America, the original film, really tends to hold up for me every time I've ever gone back and watched it. Like, I really love that movie. Alright, so guys, please let me know down in the comments below if you're looking forward to Coming to America, and that actually has a March 5th, 2021 release date on Amazon Prime Video next year. So there you have it, guys, for the top stories, and I'm actually going to finish this series every week with ending it with all the new releases that I think that may be worth watching. I'm not sure. I'm going to leave that up to you guys, and I'm going to try to stay consistent with this release date for this series on the regular, every Friday, Saturday, whatever. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into that. Also, as a heads up, this list isn't in any particular order. This is just the way that I tend to list everything. So yeah, that's noted. So first we have Embattled, starring Stephen Dorff, Mr. Frost from Blade. This follows the eldest son of a ruthlessly tough MMA champion who must fight his way out of the abusive cycle his father continued. I don't know, that sounds a little interesting. You guys decide. And Embattled is available on demand and in select theaters. Alright, so next up we have Run, a Hulu original film that stars Sarah Paulson. It's about an isolated teen that discovers her mother's sinister secret. Not much to go off of there, but the trailer looks interesting, and I think I'll be checking this out this weekend. I've been kind of looking forward to this film ever since I saw the trailers months ago, so I don't know, I might do a review on it. And as I mentioned, Run is actually available on Hulu. Also released this week, we have Vanguard, starring Jackie Chan, which is about members of a covert security company who try to protect an accountant from the world's deadliest mercenary organization. It kind of looks like that old school senseless action comedy vibe that we used to enjoy from Jackie Chan films. Definitely not quite the same since he's a lot older now, but anyway, Vanguard is available in theaters, and I don't think it's available on any streaming services right now. Also released this week is Jiu-Jitsu, starring Nicolas Cage. So Jiu-Jitsu is about how every 6 years there's an ancient order of Jiu-Jitsu fighters who joins forces to battle a vicious race of alien invaders. But when a celebrated war hero goes down in defeat, the fate of mankind and the planet hangs in the balance. Now, I am sure this is probably a terrible movie, but I wanted to throw it on the list, well, because it released this week, but also this is mainly for the people who actually enjoy terrible Nicolas Cage movies. So here you go. Jiu-Jitsu is available for streaming on video on demand. So this next one looks pretty interesting. It's called Monstrum. Monstrum is set during an epidemic outbreak when rumors spread about a dreadful man-eating creature. The film follows an unsung military official, his archery prodigy daughter, and a team of warriors that unite to fight off the monster. Monstrum is a Korean film that was released back in 2018 in South Korea and is now available here streaming on VOD. Let me know if you guys check this one out. I'm interested to know if it's pretty good. I also noticed that there was a video game out that came out back in 2015 that looks like it's based off the same premise. So any fans of this, leave a comment down below, let me know how it is. Alright, next we have Fat Man. Now this is a strange one, starring Mel Gibson. To save his declining business, Kris Kringle, also known as Santa Claus, is forced into a partnership with the US military. Making matters worse, Chris gets locked into a deadly battle of wits against a highly skilled assassin hired by a precocious 12-year-old after receiving a lump of coal in his stocking. I think this film is only available currently and legally in theaters, and I would not recommend going to go see it unless you are just crazy in love with Mel Gibson. And lastly, we have The Sound of Metal for this list, starring Riz Ahmed. I loved his work in the limited series The Night Of, and I really tend to look forward to whatever else he does in the future. But in The Sound of Metal, he plays a heavy metal drummer whose life is thrown into free fall when he begins to lose his hearing. This film currently has a limited release in theaters at the moment, but I believe it will end up going to Amazon Prime and maybe other video on demand services very soon after. And there you have it for the first episode of Film Industry Updates. Please leave some feedback down below if you guys like this series, and if I get some good feedback, I think I'll make this a regular series on the channel. Also, I still plan to do my normal reviews. I just wanted to add some additional content for you guys. So yeah, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe.